Right then everybody, welcome back to Angler Calm. Now in this video today I am going to be fishing for perch on these little bad boys, prawns. I've heard a lot of good things about prawns for perch and stuff, but just before I do get into this video any further, I do want to say if you are enjoying the content, make sure you smash that subscribe button, leave a like on the video and share this around and post your comments down below. Now recently the weather has been terrible. We've had everything. We've had ice, we've had snow, we've had rain. I even tried filming a video on one of the rivers Saturday and we actually got rained off. I actually had to go home, everyone, so that wasn't good. But I'm going to be using the alarm today, so I've got the alarm set up right here and then I've literally got the butt end and I'm just using one rod today. I'm even going to get some vanilla latte a drink on the go in a minute, so I've got the gas stove and everything. I actually just recently got that, so I might do a review. And then I've got my core umbrella. This is the little setup. Now the reason that I want to use the alarms is because with it being winter and it being a bit chilly, I just like sometimes to get under a brolly and have a cuppa rather than sat on a bloody feeder chair freezing my head off. So if you do want to fish in winter, get yourself an alarm set. It don't have to be expensive. I got some cheap second-hand Delkims and literally just get a cheap brolly, get yourself a cheap stove and you can still fish and stuff. So what rig am I using today? So I'm going to come over to the rig end and stuff, and this is what we're using. So I'll be using the Corum bolt and run rig, and this is really clever design. Now it's sort of like a semi-fixed rig, but Ravenfield Ponds has a rule where it's got to be free running rigs, so I've just got it so it's sliding up and down the line, and then I've got an anti-tangle rubber sleeve, and then that's going to about, I'd probably say, a foot and a bit fluorocarbon with a nice size 12 hook on. And the reason I'm using the size 12 hook is basically because when you're hooking prawns, I feel like you need a decent size hook. Now we are on New Pond here today at Ravenfield Ponds, and as you can see there's a little bit of debris. I've chucked the bomb out, I've had a look around, and there's the odd little snag. I've been baiting up right where this shelter thing is here for the fish, and I'm gonna have a first chuck in there, and I've also been baiting up over near that tree. So I'm hoping we'll get a bite from there, because I do want to try the shallower end of the water, because I've heard that perch do like to hang a bit shallow, even in winter. So I'm going to give that a go. If you've got any tips for catching perch in winter on prawns, let me know. And also let me know if you fish for perch on prawns before. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to get the rod out, and then I'm going to make myself the brew, and I'm going to put you people on the chest cam, just so it's easier to sort of talk about what we're doing and everything. Right, so these are the prawns we've got. We've got some, I think these were from Sainsbury's. Now what I'm going to try and do is pick a little one, and then I was going to use the scissors, but I'm actually just going to break it up in half. I don't want to full them because I don't know, I know perchers have big mouths, but I don't want to mess around. And I'm just going to hook it through the fin end like so. Now it's very fragile, so I'm hoping it'll stay on. I guess that's why some people hair rig them, but I'm only doing an underarm cast, everyone, so here's hoping that it's going to stay on the hook. And then all I'm going to do is just literally throw it like that, and then literally dunk it under, pay off a bit of line, and then there we go. And then we'll just tighten that up and then get it on the bobbin, on the old bobbin, and let's see whether that'll do anything. Now that cast, it did go sort of more in the margins. I did want it a little bit different, but I'm only using a light bomb today, so I'm keeping my fingers crossed that that will work. Okay then everyone, so just to save messing about taking the GoPro off the chest mount, I will be doing some footage on my phone, so if the audio does sound a bit different, then you know why. I'm hoping we can get a bite, because like I said, I didn't cast it exactly where I wanted it to. I am a little bit worried about some of the debris on top of here. It shouldn't be too bad, But I've got my fingers crossed, everyone, because I've just, like I said, the cast literally went a bit too close into the margin. So I'm not going to leave it out too long. I might make a little brew and that, and then after we've made us brew, I think we'll have a cast to that bit. I think that's going to be sort of the easier cast rather than where I've done it. And like I said, I'm hooking it directly on the hook because I just think it's easier that way. And I'm kind of treating it as like, my thought behind it is like almost a maggot, you know, the way I hook a maggot straight through its tail. So I'm hoping the perch will just swallow it, get hooked, and I'm keeping fingers crossed. I've never done this before, so it could be a flop, and I know there's probably a lot of people screaming just do an air rig, just do an air rig, but you know, I don't know, it's one of them. I feel like this is going to be better, but like I said, I'm hoping I'm at the good end, because as well on New Pond, if you look round here, the only real shelter is that tree over there, and then this little like sort of cage like I mentioned at the start of the video, and then kind of under that tree. So every now and again, little and often, I'm going to feed up some maggots and then see whether we can get one of them nice little stripies. I do know there's some biggish perch in here, but also there's some little perch, and that's why I didn't want to make the prawn. I didn't want to put a full one on. And again, these are already cooked prawns, they're not fresh prawns. I couldn't get my hands on any at the supermarket, so I thought this was the next best thing. So I'm sorry again, I know people are going to say use fresh prawns, but hey, let's see if we can get anything. I'm not expecting too much today, as I understand fishing's quite difficult, and yeah, so we've got a couple of spots that I'm going to bait up. Okay folks, so we've got the Nescafe Vanilla Latte Special. Let me know if you use anything like this. I've got some scissors with me. I love the idea of doing a brew on the bank and everything. There's something about it. Make sure you always take your rubbish as well home with your people, you know. This is very sort of, I feel like a carper, but we're sort of a percher at the same time. So I'm just going to put my nice pre-done vanilla latte in, got my spoon and everything. And check that cup out, that's what the missus bought for me last year for Christmas. She knows me too well, everyone. She knows me too well. So yeah, so far it's been quiet on the alarm. I'm hoping that prawns stayed on. I'm keeping my fingers crossed. There's a few ducks going near the swim, so I'm hoping they'll bugger off, because they can be a bit of a nuisance when it comes to bothering your bait and what have you. But this was just something I thought I'd try. Like I said, I mean, I know probably a lot of people are going to say, you know, you need hair rigging and what have you, but I tell you what, this nice little setup, I mean, just look at that. I've got the NGT gas canisters. They're really good. They're actually about £7 for 450 gram of gas. And then, yeah, then obviously we've got the Advanta kettle, which I'll probably tell you guys about at some point and what have you. So we'll let that boil. I think that takes about 4 minutes or so. A nice brewski on the way. Look at that, nice warm. Love it, absolutely love it. Get that back on the stove. Honestly everyone, this is the life. There's no better thing than having a brew on the bank. I think it's just starting to rain as well actually, so get that shook off. Look at that nice fluffy vanilla latte. Get that lid on, otherwise it's going to be cold. And there we go everyone, let's have a taste. Yep, that's gorgeous. So I've just had a nice warm brew, and the rain seems to have stopped now everyone, and the sun's actually coming through. As you can see, it's really shining on the lake, and so far the action has been very, very quiet. I'm starting to worry a bit that I'm maybe not using, I feel like the method's good. The hook length could be maybe a little too long, I don't know. I feel like it's all right, but at the same token of breath, is the prawn still on? I'm gonna have to reel it back in, and then I think everyone, I'm gonna chuck to that tree and try and do a good cast. Just looking at it now, it does look a little bit snaggy, so I'm not 100% where we could cast after that. It's a difficult one. Let's get out from under the shelter. It's actually turned all right now. But what I'm thinking, maybe everyone is just going sort of like, I don't know, maybe out to under that edge and stuff, potentially. I don't know, but so far it's not going that well, is it? It's not going brilliant. It's a lot tougher than I thought. I mean, there's a lot of like snags around this bit where the perch could maybe hide. I mean, I have caught perch from down this way and stuff. I remember when we did the perch video before on the series, we actually had a lot out straight out in front of us, but obviously we're using a new bait and what have you. So I think the best thing to do is reel this in and see whether the prawn is still on the end. This could be a bit of a rough video to watch, everyone, so bear with me. Like I said, I just wanted to try this out and try, you know, catching perch on prawns. It's actually still on as well. Look, it's there, so nothing's even touched it. As you can see, them bloody ducks, they're right noisy sods. I don't even know if anything's touched it. My worry is it might be a bit too big to go in a perch's mouth, like say trying to swallow that. I don't know, it just looks a bit too big, doesn't it? So what I think we're going to do is we're going to cast sort of just out towards that tree, and then what I'm thinking, everyone, is maybe chop the prawn down a bit and see. Obviously I'm quite new to this sort of method, so do bear with me and what have you. So I'm just going to put it there, sink the line, peel a bit off, and then, like I said, we'll see if that produces anything. Where the wind's blowing, it's blowing it all down this way. So I'm thinking, hopefully, maybe a perch will get that prawn. I really don't know, because, as I said before, folks, I've never fished this method, and it does worry me a bit that we might not get anything. I do see a fish swirling up that top end, which is not the... you know, which is not what I want. I mean, I honestly thought they'd be down this end just because there's more cover. As you can see, there's a tree there, there's the little cage thing there. I am going to feed up this end as well. I'm hoping that alarm doesn't go off while I'm down here, so I will check on it. But I'm just going to stand on this slab and just chuck a couple of handfuls right near this cage here. And I'm going to keep doing that every now and again, and then we'll see what happens. But yeah, I'm not so confident on this bait. Like, I probably could be confident that if I were to put a maggot on, we'd stand more of a chance of getting a perch on these than on the prawns. Right then, everyone, I'm just sat here absolutely relaxed. As you can see, that view over there, just of the woodland and everything, and listening to the ducks and what have you, it's just very, very peaceful and calm. But whilst I was relaxing, I did have a bit of a brainwave. The rod is still quiet. We've had absolutely nothing, no liners, no anything, and this is when the mind starts to, you know, mess with you. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to get some water in this tub, and I'm going to put my frozen maggots in here just to basically defrost them really quick. And then what I might do is put 2 or 3 maggots on the hook, and then see if we get a bite off them. And if we do, we kind of know that, you know, the prawn is just not working. So what I'm going to do is get some water. Luckily this is the water's pretty high up, so it's not too deep. We don't need much water. I usually do about that much. I don't like to drown it, everyone. And then what we're going to do, we're going to simply put the maggots straight in there. So what I'm going to do, everyone, is just literally nip 2 dead maggots on the end of this hook, which I did think it were a maggot hook, but it turns out it's not. So I'm a little bit worried they might see the hook over the maggots, but we'll give it a go. I just need them flipping ducks to move out of the way. This hook length is a tiny bit shorter as well. So again, I don't know if that'll make any difference, but right, so we'll just throw that. Right, everyone, let's see what that does. Now we've switched over to 2 dead reds. Will that make a difference? I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. My only fear is, and I've always kind of thought it about this end of New Pond, it is bloody snaggy. I am thinking, everyone, if we don't get a bite on these 2 dead reds, we've got to send a serious problem. Because I'm thinking where I am is very, very snaggy. I can see, like, you know, dying reeds and stuff and what have you. The only problem is I'd have to move. I feel like my placement's been a bit bad, but there was an angler down the far end and he has moved. Well, he's actually gone now, so I couldn't do out at the start, but I could move and stuff. But like I said, I have only got limited time, as you people know, with these videos, as I have to go to work in the evenings. So unfortunately, apart from weekends, you know, and sometimes I can't always get on weekends, I have got limited time. Because if I had more time, I probably would move everything. It's just I've got to move the stove and the chair and the bucket and everything, and then do all that. So yeah, I don't know, I'm just not feeling this session. I'm enjoying myself, everyone, don't get me wrong, you know, being out on the bank and, you know, having the kettle and everything and the portable stove's really good. It's been great to get out and test them, but I just think we would be better down that far end where it's less snaggy. I just feel like at this end it's too snaggy and the fish aren't really seeing anything. I mean, if we don't get a bite on 2 dead reds, then we've got serious problems, because normally you always on New Pond get a bite on dead reds. I mean, even in winter, like, maggots are a good bet, but yeah, this is not looking, it's not looking brilliant, is it? Right, so I'm having a walk, everybody, because I think I might move spots. I've actually just turned the volume up on my alarm just in case we do get a bite. By the way, how cool is this stock pond here at Ravenfield? It's really nice. This is where they sort of stock all the little fish and what have you. And then once they grow up, they then move them and whatnot. So I really do think that this is a cracking idea, what they do, and it's absolutely awesome. To think as well that none of the fish in here have been caught or anything. I don't know, it's kind of amazing, to be honest. So obviously that's where I am, as you can see over there. I hope we don't get a bite now, because we have got a long walk back to the alarm, and it is quite boggy today. Now, I did see a fish topping round about here somewhere, I think it was. I did see a fish about here, and it is a lot more clearer on this bit, everyone. So I'm thinking to maybe move here and put a prawn back on and then just underarm cast it. It's a lot less snaggy. I've had perch from here as well. Funnily enough, this is the deeper end, which I was going to go to, and then there's like a little snag out the end. I think if we just underarm cast it there. Okay, so it's nearly 2 o'clock, and I've decided, everyone, that I'm going to move. I can't help myself. I just don't feel confident in this spot. I think it's really snaggy. I've literally gone on 2 dead reds and nothing. So I'm just thinking now's the time to maybe make the move and what have you. So what I'm going to do first, I'm going to re-put a prawn back on the hook, trim it down, and then cast it out. And then while I'm bringing all my other gear over, it can actually be fishing. So I think that's a good idea, and I'm hoping that's going to work. I'm hoping the move that we make is just going to give us that sort of indication, because like I say, it's unfair sometimes to say a bait doesn't work well, because you could be in the total wrong peg and what have you. So I think it's going to be the bestest thing, everyone, because like I say, that bobbin has not even moved. It's not had no liners, it's had nothing. So I think we're going to have to move and then just cast straight out into that middle bit, because that's where I think the fish are going to be. And I have seen a few signs of fish. I'm not saying the perch, but I have seen a few signs. And last time we did a little episode like this, we moved and it worked for us. So fate is telling me to move again, and I keep seeing fish actually top just beyond the tree. So I might go a bit beyond to the left side and do it that way. We'll have a look when we get down there, but I definitely think that's where we're going to go. And I did see the other angler and he was catching in that bit, so I'm going to just copy the hell out of him and do the same. Also as well, I am sorry that these videos are not full of action and they're not full of bites. I will be going to different venues as well, people. Sometimes, like I said, the reason why I don't is I work in the morning and at night and I come fishing in between, so time is not of the essence. And luckily Ravenfield Ponds is very close to me, that's why I come here a lot. I hope you're enjoying the videos, even though they're not the most exciting in terms of catching fish, but you know, that's fishing. It's called fishing for a reason. So let's get this stuff moved and hopefully that don't go off while we're around here. I must say, everyone, we had some exercise there. We've successfully moved. Everything's now there, and then the rod is literally there. And for all those efforts, we hadn't had a bite. Okay, so nothing. Absolutely nothing, everyone. That rod has been dead silent on these prawns. And the sunlight is dropping, actually, as well. So there's only one thing for it. I think move on to dead reds. And if we do get a fish or a bite, because I do believe, honestly, everyone, I would be shocked if we didn't get a bite on the dead reds, because we've moved from that spot to this spot, there's fish around. Even if it's off a little roach or road, surely to God, we've got to get a bite on dead reds or what have you. I mean, granted as well, I do find sometimes fish prefer the live maggots and whatnot, so... But I think this is his best chance to prove the prawns are just not really that good today. So yeah, I will try them at other venues as well where I know there's good perching, like the Kilnurse Canal. That has very good perching and stuff, and I know a few good stretchers where they do have some nice perching, so I can, you know, fish a few of them and see if we can catch any perch on the canal as well. I think that'd be good. But I'm going to bring this one in. I'm going to get some dead reds on. And yeah, hopefully we can get a fish, because this is tough. I did reel the dead red maggot rig. God, that is a mouthful. Back in when I was recasting, I noticed it did only have one dead red on the hook. Now, that could have been anything, everyone, because like I said, I didn't have any liners or nothing. So what I decided to do is put 3 on the hook, just to disguise the hook a bit more, to make sure it weren't spooking them. And yeah, I'm just trialing this. Like I say, the prawn, I don't know, everyone. I've got to try it a bit more, I guess. You know, I've got to try it at other venues like the canal and stuff, and give it a bit more time, really. And I'd probably buy frozen prawns as well, because the only thing is with fresh ones, they go out of date very quickly, and obviously it's a bit of a waste, you know. And one thing I was surprised at is the fact that it didn't actually come off the hook, that it stayed on fine. So I was very impressed with that, with the prawn. It did stay on the hook really good. The problem is they're just fished are just not having it. They're not even having any dead reds. I mean, you know, would it work better with live maggots? Maybe, potentially, but it's just one of them things. I thought I'd bring some dead reds as I had some spare left over. It's just been one of them days, everybody. I'm not having much luck with the fishing at the minute. I think we're just going through one of them phases where we're not catching a lot, but you've always got to try different things and learn what works, what doesn't. What I'm doing, I'm just sort of sprinkling an absolute crap load of maggots in that spot, because basically this is going to be the last cast for me, everyone, and that is the only thing I can think to do to just... Now, obviously, I know there'll be a lot of people who think it'll kill the swim, but literally I've not got no more use for these, so I may as well chuck them in the swim, try and build it up and see if we can get a bite or anything. Okay, everyone, so I'm going to do this outro under my shelter because the wind is picking up a bit, and I'm going to start packing away. It's been a shocker, and it really has been a shocker, and it's just one of them things. Fishing, sometimes it's tough, you know. I mean, I've never tried prawns as a bait. I've never use prawns as a bait, so for me it were always going to be a tough ask to try and catch any perch. And obviously I do know these perch on New Pond, but I've always fished for them sort of like on the waggler or the pole and stuff, and I just don't think this style is suited to maybe this lake and what have you. I do want to try prawns again at some point. I'd like to try and get fresh ones, but frozen if I can, so that I'm not wasting money. And I'd like to try them on the Kilnurse Canal, because I know there is some big perch, and I'd love to try that. So that's what I might try at some point. I might use prawns on the canal, on the Kilnurse one, because I think we'll have a better chance at a bite, because obviously with it being sort of bigger perch, I think they'll just nail the prawn perfect. And I think this setup will work a bit better, but we'll give it a try. You know, it's content for you people. Hopefully you're enjoying this content, just, you know, watching me not catch fish. I mean, I don't know, let me know if you enjoy it in the comments below. Like I said, this is natural, you know. I come out with an idea for a video and sometimes it just don't go to plan. It's one of them things, but I've still enjoyed myself. Like I say, you know, every time I get out on the bank, I'm enjoying myself. That's the reason I got into fishing, because it's good for the mental health, and that's the main thing. Even when I'm not catching, yeah, it sucks, because obviously you people want to probably see me catching and what have you, and exciting content. But yeah, it's just, I can't always, sometimes the dice don't always land very well for me, and they haven't today. So yeah, if you did enjoy this session, still leave a like on it, share this video around, and comment below how you fish prawns to catch perch, or if you've ever fished prawns, because any help is always good. So that's pretty much it for this video. Get subscribed for new videos every single week, and if you're fishing, have a good one.